What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review. This is CCW, and I'm Nick.
And I'm Joe.
And today we're talking about Smackdown and Collision. And this week I get to talk about Smackdown because somebody didn't watch it.
Yeah, all I saw was all the bad things. So I was like, yeah. With as much wrestling as we watched last week and the stellar follow ups to the pay per views, I was not all that interested in SmackDown.
So I'm going to run through as quick as I can. Yeah, as quick as I can. So
I'll
here.
interject in parts. I know what happens.
So WWE SmackDown. We're in Florida, Orlando, Florida. Michael Cole decided to come back to work, and he's got Booker T with him tonight. Oof.
Yeah, random.
In-ring segment, Paul Heyman asks what everyone wants to talk about. Do they want to talk about the World Heavyweight Champion Seth friggin' Rollins? He would love to talk about Roman Reigns, but it's disrespectful when he got his ass stretchered out of Paris by Bronson Reed. He said, how about the dog that is going to main event Mania for the next 5 to 10 years? Braun Breaker. And he says, or we could talk about conspiracy theories and rumors regarding Brock Lesnar. And then just as he's about to go into it, Cody Rhodes' music hits. Cody says he made a mistake calling him a goon. He doesn't think he's a goon. He says, how about you tell us about Brock Lesnar? Cody would love to know who he's talking to. Is it the Oracle, the Wise Man, or the Advocate? Heyman says you're talking to the GOAT, which was a fantastic response.
Right?
He respects Cody for confronting him about Lesnar because everybody knows that when Brock Lesnar is here, everyone is in danger. At that point, Braun comes out. Cody keeps hearing about how dangerous they are, and that they are the future Mania main eventers. Cody said that he grew up as son of a booker, but so one of the things he knows about people like Heyman is they're not very loyal, and he says, who is Heyman loyal to? The only thing he can guarantee them is it's not them. Cody takes his jacket off. He's ready for a fight. Cody starts to fight them, and he's about to hit the crossroads on Bronson, but Breaker clotheslines him out of it. Orton's music hits, and he comes out, and he takes both the guys out. He hits an RKO on Bronson Reed, and Cody clotheslines Breaker over the top. Over and above all, actually a pretty decent opening segment.
I agree.
And it only goes down from there.
Oh boy, does it. Oh boy, does it.
One of the things I will say, I do not like the idea of WWE just outwardly, I guess, making what I would consider a mockery of the lawsuit that's going on.
The Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Yeah.
Technically, Lesnar has just been named in it. I don't necessarily think
Yeah.
that they were referencing that specifically.
I don't know. It's Heyman. Heyman does not shy away from shit like that.
That's true. It was a very Heyman segment.
But
pretty well bulletproof.
But we will never truly know. At least not yet. Backstage segment. Street Profits say they're gonna be tag team champions.
Weren't they just breaking up? Wasn't
Yeah.
that just the thing?
No clue.
Why don't they just grow a pair and split these two?
I have no clue. Probably because they don't have very many other
And-
tag teams on SmackDown.
Sure they do. That's where all the tag teams but two are.
True. Who knows? Who knows? So match one is the number one contendership match for the tag titles, which is Street Profits versus Mellow Miz, and honestly, it's just a pretty straightforward match between the two until the end.
This is the finish. Pretty good finish.
Mello goes for the win. Miz ends up tagging himself in. Mello grabs Miz because he's tired of it. Ford hits his From the Heavens move, and Mello refuses to come in and break up the pin.
Yep.
So it's a pretty cool little finish, but
pretty straightforward match, like you said. But Miz's bullshit finally caught up to him. Mello grew a
Uh,
spine,
honestly,
and now we're getting that feud finally.
the big surprise is how well they were working together as a team for the entire match until the very end. Like they were tagging each other in without it being forced, things like that, and then out of nowhere,
Here comes the glory hog.
yeah, they pulled the ending out. Um, we get a backstage segment where Kathy Kelly's interviewing Jade Cargill, and Jade's tired of these women, so she's excited to become the new champion. Stephanie Vaquer comes in the frame and says she can't wait for the storm if she's the one that wins.
Trying to give Jade the shine.
Match 2 is Julia and Kiana James versus Michin and B-Fab, which was better than I thought it was going to be, but still not all that great.
Ooh, so I watched the highlights to know what's going on, and I didn't even know Michan had a partner because the last 3-4 minutes that they showed of the match, no one was on the apron for Michan, and Michan just kind of wrestled the last part of the match, like pretty much 2-on-1.
Yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't matter. This feud and stuff is tiring and needless.
I still like. I am not a very big fan of Michin, and I don't know enough about B-Fab to be excited or to care. Right?
She should be in NXT, and that's where she should be.
Unfortunately, the only person that ever truly entertained me in this match was Julia. Now, Michin and Julia did better together this week than they did the last time they actually wrestled.
Oh yeah, because that was a sloppy mess.
And Julia actually, when she hit her Arrivederci knee this time, it actually looked good.
It looked fine.
As opposed to it looking like she missed.
I hate the Northern Lights bomb thing that she does. That doesn't look anything like a Northern Lights of anything.
Right. But overall, I don't know. It's just a match I wasn't really into.
Yeah, I wish they would do something with Julia.
But a segment that I was into. So Sol Ruca and Zarya approach Charlotte and Bliss for the tag titles. But Bliss and Flair are like, nah, you got to get in line. And just for me,
I didn't know they were even up.
Well, just for me, Sol Ruca being on Smackdown makes me happy because that just means it's probably close to her and maybe Zarya being called up. I'm sure they'll call them up both together since they're both together.
Well, I mean, if they're on SmackDown looking for a title match, that's a pretty good indicator, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's still got at least some. Now, I don't know. NXT was tonight. No Mercy was. So, I know she is still technically the NXT North American's women's North American champion. Sol Ruca is.
Yeah.
I don't know if she won tonight. I know Ricky Stites somehow beat fucking what's his face for the NXT World Championship, which I think is dumb, but that's
he's Cody's buddy. He's gonna get a push.
Just a personal. Yeah, but it's Oba. Like, you've had Oba Femi lose to all these people, and you're gonna have lame ass Ricky of all people. I don't know.
Well, he was beating TNA people, right? Because wasn't he both champions?
No.
Who's the TNA champion? Wasn't one of them like both?
Trick Williams.
I'm thinking of the knock. Was it Trent? Okay, yeah, I don't. I watched a thing where Brian Alvarez lost his fucking mind about NXT and how bad NXT is now. I mean, he Brian Alvarez usually stays pretty chill, but he lost his fucking mind. It was funny.
I don't know. So here's my guess. My guess is they're getting ready to call up Oba because it's that time of year, right? My problem is I don't know how well Oba Femi is going to translate to the main roster because
those kids
we're still struggling with getting Breaker over, and he's been there a while. We're still like
Carmelo Hayes ain't got over.
Carmelo Hayes hasn't really gotten over. He's still stuck in the fucking Miz vortex. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't see the whole little
team partner probably.
I don't see the whole little him dancing to the ring like he does being appealing to the wider audience that's not an NXT fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't either.
But yeah, however, I do think Solruka and Zarya will get over fine because for some reason NXT is really good about the women.
Well, to be fair, the women are the best part of most of the wrestling shows out there now.
Right. We get an in-ring segment, which I struggled with. Drew McIntyre comes out in a walking boot. He says he's not the champion because of Cody Rhodes. He claims the ref protected Cody, and it cost him the title.
No shit, Cody beat you, dummy.
I said I do agree about the ref costing him the championship, which I still think was a weird thing to do.
That whole match was weird.
He blames Cody, though, not the ref. The ref still just has a family to feed or whatever. I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but Nick Aldis then comes out and tells him to stop making excuses. He doesn't know where the boot came from, but it wasn't WWE Medical. He says that this is all BS, and they kind of get into a little argument, and Nick decides he's just going to walk away. Drew continues to yell at him, and then all of a sudden Jacob Fatu's music hits, which is the most excited I've ever been to see this man show up on TV. Jacob snatched.
And then he talked, and then
no.
How did you feel after he started talking?
I still loved it. I love Jacob Fatu though.
I like Jacob Fatu quite a bit, but he sounds like every other.
He sounds
Samoan people. He sounds just like Solo. He sounds just like Jimmy.
He just sounds
just like Jay.
A little bit more crazy. But no, he snatches the mic from him and he's like, "Shut your ass up." He says, "You need to stop bitching." And then Drew, he says, "Drew, you come out here every week, you complain and blame everyone else. I think you need to sit your peg leg ass down." Drew snatches the mic back from him and he says, "Who the hell do you think you are?"
"I'm Drew McIntyre."
He's like, "I'm Drew." "And you think you're going to come out here and punk me out?" And Jacob snatches the mic back from him again. And he says, "Forget about what? You must have forgot. I'm all gas and no brakes." And mid-sentence, Drew McIntyre hits him with the Glasgow kiss.
Doesn't even knock him down, though.
Jacob stumbles up against the ropes, shakes it off a little bit, comes back with a super kick. Then he takes the boot off of McIntyre's leg and knocks him out with it. I said the segment's over. And honestly, I didn't have too much to say specifically about Jacob, but my problem here is Drew walks a very thin line with me. Because I love Drew. Drew's, like I said, he's probably my favorite act on SmackDown specifically. But he walks this thin line where it's a thin line of sometimes he sounds extremely justified in the things that he has to say, and then sometimes he just sounds like he's bitching.
Yeah.
And this week is one of the times it just sounded like he was bitching.
I agree. He didn't have a whole lot of substance in what he said.
Right. And if he would have just stuck with being shitty with the ref, I would have had it. It would have been more palatable for me. But he tried to flip it and be like, "Oh, Cody's paying the refs" or some shit like that. And I'm like, now you're tiptoeing into bitching. Like,
yeah, it's outlandish bullshit now. Like,
it would have been better if he'd have been like, "Oh, the ref had a change of heart," or was trying to protect Cody or whatever. And if he'd have stuck with that angle, that would have made things way better than just being like, "Oh, he paid the refs and the ref decided to get in my way," or however he worded it, whatever. But yeah, he just sounded like he was complaining and over actually having a legit issue. And it was just a frustrating segment. Stephanie Vaquer approaches Tiffany Stratton. And they do some respectful trash talking amongst each other. And then we get another backstage segment, which is the worst backstage segment I've seen in weeks.
Oh, goody.
Sammy and Dragon Lee are talking in what has to feel like the most scripted sounding backstage promo I have ever seen. And it's obviously we know wrestling is scripted. We know that the storylines are scripted. But
Sure.
the way they're standing around and talking, it didn't
No real people talk like that.
feel natural. It didn't feel like something you would actually walk up on somebody having a conversation about. It was weird. And I'm sure some of it is Dragon Lee not speaking great English.
Super well English, yeah.
So it came off as very robotic from him, and then Sammy honestly returned the robotic energy, which was really weird.
Well, he's also not from here, so they both had to worry about their accents.
Yeah.
Resist the urge to say A after everything. Resist the urge to say A after everything.
The only cool thing about this segment was Shinsuke Nakamura creeping around in the background.
What, a Shinsuke Nakamura sighting?
Yep.
Oh man, I missed it.
Most people probably
He wasn't
did.
out surfing like he has been for like the last 3 years.
Nah. But yeah, Shinsuke was creeping around in the background. And Sammy was like, I wonder who's going to open the... I wonder who's going to answer the... Or Lee asked Sammy who he thinks is going to answer the open challenge tonight. And Sammy says he doesn't know and he's going to head to the ring. And a part of me was like, I already knew that he didn't wrestle Sammy. I didn't know who he wrestled, but I saw that like a Twitter post of like the end of the match, a little GIF of the end of the match. Or GIF, however you pronounce it. I think I usually say GIF. I don't know why I said GIF this time.
Either way, I knew what you was talking about.
But yeah, so I was really curious as to why all of a sudden they showed Shinsuke. I was like, I know that's not who he wrestles.
It's long-term storytelling. They're taking a page out of the playbook of Tony Khan.
Right. So yeah, then the United States Open Challenge happens, and it's Sami Zayn versus some guy named Javon Evans.
So I caught the highlights of SmackDown, and
This is
obviously
actually-
they didn't like say who it was. I thought it was Kofi Kingston when I first saw the highlights before they like got closer to the ring, and you can clearly see that it wasn't Kofi Kingston.
Funny enough, this guy's actually pretty good. I said some guy. I just don't watch NXT, but they actually put on a really good match between each other. I was quite
I
surprised.
liked the finish. The finish was cool.
So Sammy tries to do some sportsmanship early on in the match, and Javon is just not feeling it. And I think it was the whole... So there's a part where Sammy helps him up, and when he helps him up, he does this little pat on the arm like, good job, sport.
Don't patronize me.
And Javon just kind of looked at him like, the hell is this?
Like, motherfucker, I ain't no child.
So then Javon gets him in the turnbuckle and gives him this beautiful chop that echoes through the arena. You know it hurt. You know it hurt. And he hits the chop, and then he pats Sammy's arm. Like, good job, sport. And I was like,
Smart way to take that chop.
oh, here we go. And of course, Sammy played it off. Sammy got mad. And it led him to be a little over-aggressive. Javon hit a fun little rope assisted Hurricanrana. That was pretty cool. He was going to go dive over the rope. Sammy slides in and clotheslines him. Evans goes for another Hurricanrana, and Sammy was supposed to powerbomb him out of it, but ends up being kind of sloppy and was a little bit of a botch because my guess is Sammy just was not ready for the move. Because I'm telling you right now, Javon was in place. I don't know where.
Well, Sammy's not the most, jacked of performers, so.
Right. Evans eventually does dive over the top with an extremely beautiful clothesline, which somebody else tries to do later, and they don't get caught like they normally don't. We'll talk about that when we get there. Javon hits a top rope Hurricanrana. And when I mean top rope, guys, I mean Sammy was standing on top of the top turnbuckle, and Javon jumps up to the top of the turnbuckle with him. They're both standing on top of the top turnbuckle, and then Javon uses the rope to springboard up onto Sammy's shoulders to do a legit, like, avalanche Hurricanrana. It was beautiful. You don't see those very often. Usually they're sitting on top of the turnbuckle and not standing. It's pretty nice. Sammy hits his exploder suplex. He comes in for a haluva kick, but Javon dodges, and he actually happens to dodge it twice. He hits his OG cutter, which is extremely beautiful as his finishing move.
It's an os cutter.
It is, but I rarely see this dude miss it or have to be assisted with it in the way that like Cody does, right?
Well, yeah, the Cody cutter is... Cody's not the most athletic guy.
Right.
Is the nicest way I can put
Listen, we've already talked about this before. When Cena does your own move better than you, we got issues.
And he can't even do the wave thing, his little I can't see or you can't see me thing without his hip hurting, so.
Right.
Tell you something.
Sammy finally hits his haluva kick, though. Hits a Blue Thunder Bomb for the win. We just talked last week about the Blue Thunder Bomb never getting a win. And it happened.
Well, he did it in conjunction with the haluva kick. So when he does it with the haluva kick, it usually is his finish.
Right. And then I put Chelsea Green approached Nia Jax to be the new Slagent in her Secret Hervis. So for those of you that don't know, there's a really, really good chance whatever injury Piper Niven has could be career ending.
Oh no, I like Piper.
I don't know what it is. I remember hearing about this though last week, and I don't know when she got hurt or what it is that is hurt, but there is a chance that it could be career ending. Problem with that being, this leaves, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, a huge hole in her Secret Hervis.
My hole. Nice.
Which that sounds so wrong. There's like no way to say that and it not sound disrespectful as hell, right? And then it doesn't help that like she approaches Nia as the possible, replacement.
Oh man, that was nice. I like that. That's the best part of SmackDown.
But yeah. So Nia tears the piece of paper in half, tells him basically to F off. And then she's approached by Stephanie, who tells her good luck, and Nia basically threatens her. And I was like, ooh, these women are catty.
Meow.
Backstage segment. Priest has stopped by, who I was confirmed if I'd have just waited 10 seconds instead of pausing it to Google it. It was Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly. I had to Google who the members of Pretty Deadly were, because I can never remember their names.
I forgot they were even on SmackDown.
And Kit Wilson said that Damian Priest is the poster boy for toxic masculinity, which I think is the exact wrong person to blame for being toxic masculine. But that's a whole nother story. Priest flexes like he's going to hit him and kick, like tries to run away and trips over his own wheelchair and falls to the ground. And Priest looks at him and goes, "Bitches be tripping." And I think it's the best thing that he's ever said.
Bitches do be tripping.
At that point, Black was like stalking in the background as this happened and then disappeared and then came up out of nowhere and hit him with the black mask right on the face. And then he's like, "Looking for me? Happy birthday." And then walks off.
Yeah, I'm over this feud.
Me too. I need to see somebody die at this point. Match 4. The women's championship match. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. And let me tell you guys, for the most part, this match wasn't terrible until about halfway through.
And then it was Botch City.
And then it went downhill really quickly. So Stratton goes on offense early. Nia eventually comes in and lays her out. One of the things I noticed for this match, which kind of stood out to me, was anytime Nia and Jade were in the ring, they focused more on each other than Tiffany. And I feel like it helped Tiffany be able to get the upper hand quite often throughout the match. Until finally it didn't happen. And then all the screw-ups started happening. At one point, Tiffany Stratton goes to dive over the ropes. And per SmackDown woman norm,
nobody caught her.
No one caught her. Now, I will say this. On her way over, her feet did clip the ropes. So she didn't get as much
And as far.
as far as she should have. But still, all things considered, she has a habit of just not being caught ever.
Yeah, you'd think it would. I would stop doing the moves personally.
Me too. Speaking of moves that I would stop doing, and it scares me every time I see this move now. It happened. Both Michin and Julia did it during their matches. I'm pretty sure I saw Tiffany do it. The missile dropkick, which I'm talking about the one where when they jump off, they kick them in midair and land directly on their back, like
Shotgun drop kick.
yeah, it's like a shotgun drop kick.
Yeah, that back bump is rough.
Everybody's like, I've seen it a lot more recently, and that's in both AEW and WWE. And I feel like that is one move that I would not mind seeing eliminated from wrestling, because I am waiting for somebody to catch a concussion from it.
Ask Daniel Bryan about it.
Right. Okay. So, Tiffany hits a swanton on Nia at one point, but on the follow through, Jade hit a super kick. It was actually a really nice sequence. And then Jade almost got the pinfall on that. At one point, Nia drags Tiffany. Okay, so there's this part where she's getting ready to do her little bonsai drop, right? I don't know what she calls it, but that's what I'm calling it, because that's what it is.
That's what it is.
She's getting ready to do the bonsai drop, and she drags Tiffany on top of Jade. And I'm sorry, I've been watching wrestling for a very, very long time. And regardless of how somebody is put there, if you're on top of somebody and their shoulders are on the mat, it's a pin.
It's supposed to be.
And
but it takes the referee actually doing its job.
And it didn't happen. So she drags Tiffany and lays her on top of Jade because she's getting ready to do the double bonsai drop. And instead of the ref going for the pin because Tiffany is now on top of Jade and Jade's shoulders are on the mat, she's just like, I'm gonna sit here and wait for her to do the bonsai drop. And I'm just like, what?
They're so close to the ropes that she couldn't get a clear picture of the shoulders, so she didn't do the count.
No, whatever. So Tiffany and Jade end up working together to suplex Nia off the top rope. Both of them tried to do it individually, and neither of them could do it individually, so they worked together. Stratton then hit the prettiest moonsault on Nia. Jade breaks up the pin attempt. Jade ends up hitting Jaded on Tiffany, and then Nia pulls the ref out mid pinfall. Jade goes out and starts. Okay, this is where everything drastically falls apart. Is right at this moment. So Jade slides out of the ring and starts ripping the announce table apart. And now, when you rip the announce table apart, you always pull towards you and throw off to the side, which is not what Jade did. She flipped everything over onto the commentary team.
Here, Book, catch.
It wasn't even Book. It was Cole. She hits.
There's a slot for everything to slide into now.
We're not even talking about that stuff. We're talking about just the cover, the plastic cover that usually gets ripped off.
Oh yeah, they throw it behind him or to the side. She threw it at Michael Cole.
She threw it into Cole, and he actually made the comment, "I'm getting too old for this."
This is why he's missed so many weeks.
Right. So she finally slides all the stuff off the commentator's table, which, by the way, ends up not even getting used. Nia then goes to throw her into the steps, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if Nia was too close to the steps and just didn't judge how far she was and threw her too hard, or if Jade just deed herself face first into the fucking steps. I don't know. But she busted her eye open, and I don't know if you went online and have seen the pictures.
I have not.
Oh, it's a legit, like, huge gash over through her eyebrow.
Yeah, Nia is known for being a little
Um, so
overly aggressive in whips and stuff. So
so she does this, and this is where things get weird because she rips up the steel steps after throwing Jade into them. And she says along the lines, like out loud on the TV, and says something along the lines of, "Up, she's bleeding. I guess it's all over now." And it almost sounds like she knew she was going to get in trouble for what she did. The way that it's expressed from her, but it also came off as she didn't give a shit. Or it could have her just been healing it up to the crowd. I don't know. To give her the benefit of the doubt, I think she was trying to heal it up for the crowd. But given her history,
maybe there's some heat there.
and there could be. So they get into the ring. Jade ends up hitting the Eye of the Storm on Nia, which surprisingly, for probably not being able to see very well, it actually didn't look too bad. Which, for those of you that don't know, is just a boss man slam. Nia goes.
It didn't look bad at all.
No. It looked pretty good, and like I said, she was bleeding pretty badly from her eye at this point. Eyebrow, not her eye, but so yeah, she goes for the pin. Now, Nia kicks out, and at the same time she kicks out, Tiffany drop kicks Jade out of the ring and goes for the pin. Now, the way I think it was all supposed to happen, I think Tiffany was supposed to drop kick Jade off.
Uh-huh.
But didn't get there in time. So,
Nia kicked out.
Nia kicked out. Now, when she went to go pin Nia, I'm pretty sure Nia thought it was supposed to be whatever move she did. She was probably supposed to do the prettiest moonsault or whatever, or take the pin. And she probably thought that was going to be the end of the match, but all of a sudden, it doesn't make any sense if she kicked out of the first pinfall but doesn't kick out of the second one.
But she didn't.
So the ref goes for the actual 3 count. On the 3, she moves her shoulder thinking Nia's going to kick out, and Nia does not. Makes no effort whatsoever.
So now it looks
and
weird.
Now it looks even worse. Like, this is probably one of the worst mess-ups I've seen end match-wise in WWE in a very long time.
What's going to happen is, not only is Nia going to get in trouble for not kicking out a second time, the referee's going to get in trouble for not legit counting the 3 count.
Yes. Tiffany ends up hitting...
It was a mess.
Tiffany ends up going up, hitting the prettiest moonsault one more time. We get the 3 count. And you could clearly read the ref's lips. She said, "I'm so sorry," when she lifted Tiff's arm. And yeah, it was... I feel bad for the ref because it would suck to be in that position. But again, one of the things WWE trains their refs to do, no matter what, always count the 3. If it happens in a way that it's not supposed to happen, they'll figure it out and fix it down the line.
Yep.
But the reason they say that...
It's the talent's fault and not her fault.
Right. And the reason they say that is because of moments like this.
Yep.
And what's funny is I've never seen this ref specifically have any issues like this before.
No. It's the black woman, right?
Yeah, I just don't remember what her name is.
I can't remember it either, and I'm sorry for generalizing, but she usually is pretty solid.
Yeah. I feel so bad. She should have just counted the 3, regardless of how the end of the match looked.
Nia should have known better, too. Like, it honestly, there was so many people that were in the wrong here.
I feel like the only person not in the wrong is Jade.
Yeah.
Now, Tiffany's isn't bad. It happens. Sometimes you don't make the count. You don't get to where you're like, we were like, if you remember last week on Dynamite, we didn't think Brody was going to make it to the ring to get the breakup.
Hey, he hustled his big ass in there, though.
But sometimes you don't make it. And it actually happens. It actually happens more often than people think that they don't make it. But I've never seen it lead to an absolute collapse of a match like this before.
It just seems like Nia Jax is always involved one way or the other.
I know. I've got jokes that I'm leaving to myself. Just know they're mean-spirited. And I, for the longest, have thought Nia should never have been brought back.
So what you're saying is you're leaving a hole in our podcast.
No.
Putting this.
No. No.
All right.
So, anyways, post-match, Stephanie Vaquer comes out.
To try to save this.
And her screen was all messed up for a second. I don't know if you didn't watch it. So when she was coming out, they had the crowd on the two side parts of the screen and the very middle. It said like evac because like the end of her name and then the beginning of her last name because it's just the middle slot of the screen. And I'm like, everybody's fucking up tonight. Wonderful. They fixed it pretty quickly. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was the whole time she walked out, but very noticeable at first. And then I said the only positive that came out of this is they went with the right two women for the crown jewel match. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck that ending was. That was a rough one.
It was the end of a very mediocre SmackDown.
Now, speaking of mediocre, AEW Collision. We get some intro talks. Garcia says he's being good costs. Daddy Magic's mad. Jamie Hayter and Julia are talking schmack. Commander and Hologram get jumped during a glitch by Kyle Fletcher. Anyways, this will play into something later that I laughed so hard, and I think I know where they're going to go with it.
He's going to be his own clone.
Yeah. I don't think No. I don't think he's going to. But I think they're going to play into people thinking it is him.
That he is.
We get Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone on commentary. Listen, SmackDown and Collision's commentary was so rough for me this week.
So rough. So bad.
At least you missed most of Booker T.
I mean, there is a reason why I don't watch NXT. And between him and Shawn Michaels' terrible development and booking.
Yeah, go ahead. You can take the first couple matches here. I've been talking a while.
Paragon and Daddy Magic. So Kyle.
I do feel like
Riley.
this. By the way, I will say I do think this match was. I was confused going into this match first and foremost because they said it was Daniel Garcia, or they said it was Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Claudio Castagnoli. But like Daniel Garcia came out in a hoodie, but Marina Shafir looked like she was ready to wrestle. So I was like, is it a mixed tag? Like a 3-way mixed tag, 6-man match?
Oh, don't worry.
I'll
get there.
Oh, I know. I had no clue she was going to wrestle tonight.
Me neither.
Actually, she didn't do too bad. I hate her finisher, though. We'll get there.
Yeah, her finisher is weird. Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, and Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, versus the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Jonathan, don't call me Moxley.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Oh, wrong show.
JTT. John Good Moxley. John Moxley Good. Or as
John Goodman. Oh, wrong other show.
No, that's Roseanne.
Dan. Sorry.
We're really fucking coming off the rails here. Kyle and Garcia start. They start with some tying up and some wrestling. A couple kicks. Has Garcia bail out once Matt Menard gets tagged in. He wants no part of Daddy Magic. In comes Claudio. Claudio and Menard kind of go at it for a little while. Garcia gets back in and driven into the babyface's corner. Menard gets a little bit of a chance to get after him. during the match, Paragon got some tag team stuff in. I mean, this was a pretty standard match. Spilled to the outside where the Death Riders took over. Claudio did a backdrop onto the barricade on Menard. Death Riders got a ton of heat on Kyle about halfway through the match. Mox hit a half Nelson suplex. There was a cool spot where Kyle O'Reilly and Garcia were in the ring, and Garcia gets put in a guillotine by Kyle. He's like cranking the guillotine in. Garcia spins out of it into like a neck breaker, and then they're still like connected, and they both stand up, and then a brainbuster comes out of the end of that. It was a pretty cool cool counter
where one did a guillotine, then the other did the guillotine, and then there was the net breaker.
Guillotine, and then Garcia did the neck breaker, and then they're still connected, and they stand up, and then Kyle does the brainbuster to Garcia. It was a cool little, and then they were both down. It was a down and down spot.
Yeah, it was.
For the hot tag, because Roddy gets the hot tag, and then he comes in, and he's backbreakering everybody.
He's fucking everybody up.
Him and Mox. Yeah, he was. I love Roddy. Good old Roddy. Eventually, Mox gets in. Him and Roddy have an elbow exchange just for me, per normal. They shout me out every time they do it.
If they don't, I do.
Boy, I know, right? Death Riders hit some double team spots. The referee gets in the way. Mox hits a stomp on Menard. Then Garcia comes in, does the surfboard stomp for the win.
Yeah. So, Gail, shut up. Fuck off. Hey. Fuck off. I actually
being good.
I actually thought for the most part this match was pretty good.
It was fine.
My problem was
nothing wrong with it.
I thought the ending was dumb. And now here's what I mean by the ending was dumb. There was no reason, in my opinion, for Garcia to tag Mox in, for Mox to hit the stomp, just to tag Garcia back in for Garcia to hit his stomp. If I'm being honest, they should have just had, for what they don't need a reason. It's a 6-man tag. They should have just had Mox come in, hit the stomp, so that Garcia could then hit the stomp. There was no need for the extra 2 tags. There just wasn't. And
especially when they're the heels, it's not like they play by the rules anyways.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it just all felt really weird and disjointed. At the end of the match, like I said, the rest of the match was actually pretty solid. Back to my psychology thing, since people like to, since I like to talk about ring psychology, I'm pretty sure that what lost the faces this match was Daddy Magic's overeagerness to beat up on
get his hands on Garcia.
And every time he got his hands on Garcia, he was going a little overboard with it, and it led to their downfall. But no, it's one of the few times I think I've ever seen Daddy Magic in a ring that I wasn't annoyed.
No, he actually brought things to this match, which you can't say that all the time.
I was proud that Roderick Strong wasn't annoyed that he was in their corner with him.
Yeah, he's not a geek like the rest of those conglomeration guys. Okay,
he's technically, I think, akin with them though. I don't think he's in the conglomeration, but he's friends with them all.
He's a babyface, don't all the babyfaces get along?
No, each other. Roderick doesn't get along with the conglomeration, and Paragon's a babyface team.
Can you blame him though?
Listen, I could get along with the conglomeration. OC's there. It's whatever.
I just want to hear him go, Kyle.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent match with a goofy ending that didn't need to necessarily be drawn out the way that it was.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But sadly, the right team won.
Yep.
Death Riders need to win right now, particularly Daniel Garcia.
Yep.
It kind of justifies his move to the dark side.
I still love his finishing move.
It's a lot better than that terrible sharpshooter.
Yep.
That he never... that sharpshooter thing looks terrible all the time. After that, go ahead.
I was just going to go into this segment and then give you the next match as well. Brody King is backstage and is mad at the Don Callis family. But we find out for the 6-year anniversary. 6-year anniversary.
6 year. Hopefully not 6 weeks. We're celebrating the little things.
It's gonna be Brody King and his partner Bandito. I was about to say it's gonna be Brody and Brodito. And Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks and the other guy.
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander. That one. Yeah. I'm excited for that match.
I am too.
I honestly want a one-on-one Kenny and Josh Alexander match if I'm being 100% honest with everybody. Like,
maybe we get it. It's good that we got Kenny back because boy, they need the main eventers, man.
Yeah, but he's kind of in and out, so I don't know what they're doing with him. I know he's had some doctor stuff. I don't know if he's like moving to a more part-time. I know he's mentioned retiring soon. Speaking of which, for all of you people that were hoping to see AJ Styles in AEW, he did say he was retiring next year, so that's not going to happen.
Never say never. It's pro wrestling.
Right.
Tony could throw him some money and he'd show up, every couple months. Who knows?
And then right after this segment, the commentary team were talking about a video we were going to watch, and then it never happened.
Never happened.
And they were even confused.
It's been a video package with the Ops and Hangman, but never transpires. They get back to the ring, and Yuta and Marina Shafir are standing in there across a bunch of jobbers who ended up being Rachel Ellery and somebody named Rosario something or another.
It's Rosario Dawson. She's
It was not Rosario Dawson.
She's taking a break from acting to be a wrestler. She's the night nurse, and she's doing it. She's nursing on mommy's milk. Listen.
So let's get there because this match was nothing. Yuta is beating the hell out of the Rosario dude. Eventually they tag in. They make him tag in the Rachel chick, so Marina could come in.
That was the only
beats the shit out of her.
That was the only cool spot in the match was Yuta making him tag out. It was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Marina comes in, beats up on Rachel Ellery, and taps her out to her move called Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk.
And it is the stupidest.
Listen, I'm surprised.
Fucking finish.
I'm surprised you weren't excited because it was another barefoot wrestler.
Okay, Marina Shafir actually has credentials. I still hate it.
I know.
I still hate it a lot. Get her some fucking boots. Roddy, I love you, man. Get her some boots. I don't.
So,
even Rousey had the sense to wear boots.
And
she has a judo background as well. Wear some fucking boots.
Marina,
for your own protection.
Marina didn't look bad for the actual match. I just don't like her finisher.
No, but it was a squash though.
Yeah, most matches on Collision are. We're not done with them yet.
No, we are not.
But yeah,
it's Collision though. If you don't have two, it's not a Collision.
Well, we at least didn't have a 15-woman match, so I mean, there is that. You got a week off from that.
Oh, but we're gonna.
That's true. That's probably at the pay-per-view though. But go ahead.
So on Dynamite we get Darby and Willow versus Yuta and Marina, right?
Yeah, Yuta did cut.
Yeah, because Yuta did a post-match.
He cut the best promo of his damn life,
and it was still forgettable. He said he's gonna put his dead body with the bodies that he saw on Everest that were also dead.
Amazing line. You made it sound really geeky the way you said it because you didn't quote him, but that's okay.
Well, how can one be as geeky as Will or Yuta? We figured it out. I figured it out for everybody. Post that match, and then I'll let you do the next match.
Yay!
We did get the Ops and Hangman promo we were promised before this match. essentially it was Hangman and them saying lessons are going to be learned from them fighting the Death Riders this Wednesday on the Dynamite.
I thought we were going to get a Steiner math promo.
Not quite. Joe, they did mention teachers and stuff too
Joe,
much during this promo.
Joe was like, "I'm going to bring a curriculum of pain." It was weird, but it was fun. It's Joe.
He was calling Hangman. Well, Hangman was a teacher before he was a wrestler, so
Joe.
I can see the connection for him. But he was like calling Hobbs like the PE teacher, and it was. As far as Samoa Joe promos go, it was bad.
Joe can
it got across.
Joe can make anything sound badass.
Yeah, because he's got that calm coolness to him.
And what's funny is, if you ever watch an interview of Joe, he doesn't think very highly of himself as a wrestler. But boy, when he gets to acting, you wouldn't think that.
Hey man, you leave Sweet Tooth alone.
Right. So my runner-up to match of the night was the Acclaimed versus Blake Christian and Lee Johnson.
I don't even know if I have a match of the night.
You're gonna cover my match of the night, but that's okay. Maybe. Yeah, you will.
The Outrunners and Dalton Castle.
No, I actually really liked Kyle Fletcher and Commander.
It was fine.
So. I loved this Acclaimed and Blake Christian and Lee Johnson match. Now, I'm going to keep calling them the Acclaimed because we're eventually going to get back there. Okay?
Right. And Caster and Bowen sounds too much.
Yeah. But from the jump, the two of them cannot get along. And this is... take everything that Melodome Miz has been doing and amplify it by like 30. And that's kind of what you get from the beginning here. But the good news is it at least makes sense here. Because here, these two were a tag team. And they can't stand each other now.
They were kind of in like a blood feud.
Yeah. But they cannot get along, and it's so bad that they can't get along that they're actually legit getting their asses beat for most of this match.
By the team called the Swirl.
Yeah, the Swirl. It's like something you shove inside a toilet.
No, it's like a soft serve ice cream, right? Because one was light skinned, one was dark skinned.
Right.
And, it's like a swirly soft serve cone.
And you put them upside down in a toilet. So, basically it was a lot of tagging themselves in, getting wrecked, making a comeback, getting wrecked, tagging in.
Or refusing to tag out.
At some point, Max wouldn't tag Bowens in, so Bowens is like, screw it, I'm going to leave. And then Jerry Lynn came out.
You're on your own.
Jerry Lynn came out. He's like, get your ass back to the ring. And Bowens is like, fine. And he goes up onto the turnbuckle, onto the apron. Max tags him in. He goes in and starts washing these two. Almost gets the win. And then some other stuff happens. Blake and Lee almost get the win doing their tag finisher. But Max actually breaks up the pinfall, which I was not expecting. Max tags himself in again. When this happens, he's inside wrestling. Bowens ends up mollywopping, which is the name of his finishing move.
That name.
Lee Johnson from the outside, and Max gets the roll-up pin. Max and Bowens claim the win as their own and get mad at each other. The crowd wants them to start scissoring, so they start chanting for them to scissor. Bowens thinks about it, and then he dips out. Now, with all that being said, I think they're trying to play, which is really weird, all things considered. Max is the sympathetic one of the two. And it's weird because he's the one that initiated this shit.
Right.
Like, he's the one that was talking shit to people online specifically to get heel heat. And he was the one doing the really fucked up raps as they were walking out to generate kind of heel heat on him. So I don't know how they're going to flip this. I know that he's over big right now in AEW. Like, for whatever reason, people like to root and chant for Max, and maybe it's because he has spent so much time just getting his ass beat.
He's gotten that chant over It's the best part of his whole gimmick. Let's go, Max.
You're the best wrestler
Because
alive.
it's not catchy. It's not really. It doesn't really flow off your tongue,
Right.
and it's easy to chant. But he got it over.
Yeah, he did. But I'm interested to see how they're actually going to pull these two together. Um, I am also curious.
Where's Billy Gunn?
That's where I was going. I was going to say Kip. That's his actual name. Uh, Also because Kip is in the next actual promo. I am curious.
I missed that.
Kip Sabian. Different Kip.
Oh. Oh, you confused the shit out of me.
Listen, the dude's name is like Kip Sop or some shit like that. It's a terrible name for somebody, okay?
Hey, we can't all have, great
Listen,
names and surnames.
I'm just saying I know why he goes by Billy Gunn. No, seriously though, Billy, I'm curious on if he's like no longer contracted with AEW, which is why they kind of wrote him off TV.
I don't think so.
Or if they're going to bring him back for this. I don't know. It'll be interesting though to see if he comes back for any of this, because it just feels weird that they took him out and inserted Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Backstage, Kip Sabian is upset about Killswitch. Nick Wayne is still upset about Christian, and he said he's coming back and targeting Christian. And then I said AEW is so much better when Nick Wayne isn't on my TV.
Right. Stay on ROH. Get good.
And
Get
then
good, sir.
we get a backstage segment, which is TJ. They're excited for the women's tag team titles. They think they're going to be the first, and I said, God, I hope not.
And by TJ, you mean Anna Jay and Tay Mello.
Yeah, sure. Ty J.
Just for the.
It's Ty Mello.
Just for clearance.
Yeah. All right. We can handle the next couple matches, I guess.
Oh, the next couple matches. Oh, hot dog. We got the Outrunners with Dalton Castle and the boys versus Enhancement Talent. I didn't get their names. I don't know if commentary even said their names.
LMAO, by the way, at the Outrunners wearing Marlboro-inspired tights. I love that their tights are just different brands of cigarettes.
Yeah, the Newport ones a little while ago, and yeah. Hey, it's working. They're over.
Yeah, they are.
Speaking of being over, they won this match. This was nothing. It was the second squash of the show. They hit their little weird tag team elbow, and then Dalton hit the bangerang for the win. I mean, there was no offense by the other team really at all. So it was just a really, really quick squash.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, the entrance for Dalton Castle was longer than the match itself.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Wrestling's peacock, Dalton Castle. But the next match was Kyle Fletcher versus Commander.
My match of the night.
They started out with a bunch of really quick counter wrestling before Kyle just took over with a bunch of scoop slams. Commander hits a head scissors like a Hurricane Rana and lands right on his fucking head while doing it. But he was okay. This sent Kyle outside. He hits a dive.
I will say a little bit earlier than him trying to kill himself spot. He hit this really nice echoey chop that was probably the loudest chop of both shows.
Yeah, that's when Kyle was daring him to chop, because Kyle was just shrugging off all of his chops.
He chopped the shit out of Kyle.
You know how much I love just like continuous chops and stuff. So
there were only two of them.
Don't know why it didn't make into my notes here. Anywho, they're on the outside. Kyle catches Commander trying to do a dive, and instead, because he hits a dive outside, and then he gets on the guardrail and tries to dive onto Kyle from there. Kyle catches him and power bombs him on the apron. They get back in the ring. Commander hits a nice swinging DDT.
Hold on, was that when he did 2 power bomb on the aprons in a row? Because he did the one where he caught him, and then he grabbed him and power bombed him again.
Yeah, I didn't write down the second one. One is enough.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Commander hit the swinging DDT. They announced not long after that Hologram was hurt and wouldn't be facing Kyle on Dynamite.
It's
some foreshadowing there.
It's crazy how the lengths Tony will go to make sure that Hologram will not lose.
I'm telling you, taking him completely out of matches. Eventually, they're on the apron, and I called him Hologram. Commander hits a head scissors off the apron to the floor. Kyle lands really hard. They get back in the ring. Kyle hits a Michinoku driver for a near fall.
His Michinoku
back outside.
His Michinoku driver always looks like he's gonna fucking murder somebody.
Yeah, because he does it really quick, and he just kind of like throws them forward as he just falls on his ass.
It's very loose.
Yes, that's a good explanation. It's a good description because it is really loose. The guy is like so far away from him, his arms are like completely extended as he's like making the rotation for the guy to be slammed. It's weird. It's just it's weird. But Commander hits a nice springboard moonsault to the outside. Oh god, we got a springboard destroyer 450 splash combo for a near fall by Commander. Kyle eventually gets back in control, hits another Michinoku driver. Then he javelin throws him into the middle turnbuckle in the corner. Hits his running boot, brainbuster for the win.
We did get a near fall from Commander a little bit earlier. After the destroyer, he did a 360 splash. That was beautiful.
I said 450.
Oh, did you say 450?
Yeah, destroyer followed by a 450 splash for a near fall.
Okay.
Stop trying to give Commander extra moves, man.
Listen. I love Commander to death. He's actually probably my favorite AEW signed luchador.
He's fine.
He's the most consistent out of all the ones that are actually signed to AEW.
He's the one that they were shoving down everybody's throat before Hologram came along to be shoved down everybody's throat.
Right. He's the reason I still want AEW to have a cruiserweight title. I wish they did that instead of the women's tag titles, honestly.
How about they get rid of about 4 titles and just start to fuck completely over?
Yeah, but the good news is a cruiserweight title. The good news is a cruiserweight title wouldn't affect anything because only certain people could even go for it.
Well, here's where I was getting with that. Since they want to be New Japan so badly, why don't they just go away with every title except for the world and then have a junior heavyweight championship where you can have that kind of shit?
Yeah, it could work.
Instead of having Okada walk out with like 3 belts, Monet walk out with 9 belts, and not even count all the ROH champions that are on this fucking TV program.
The good news is they haven't defended an ROH title in a while, which means it's probably going to happen Wednesday.
I mean, it is the 6th anniversary for a promotion that's not ROH, so why not?
That is how Tony thinks.
Sigh. But post-match, we get Kyle Fletcher backstage. He talks about how God, now I can't fucking remember the other Hologram, not Commander. Hologram's not going to fight him on Wednesday but that's okay because he's going to be champion for a really, really, really long time. And he asks for somebody to step up. We quickly get a graphic saying that Orange Cassidy has stepped up to take Hologram's place. And to your point, what won't Tony do to book this kid to not lose? Um, but this is a much better match anyway, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I like Hologram. Uh, Next up for my you're almost there, buddy, match of the night. Um,
You're almost there, buddy.
Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Eddie Kingston and Hook.
I did not like this match at all.
I didn't either, but that's why I said you're almost there. Eddie Kingston is almost able to wrestle and not look like shit.
You know what the best part of this match was?
What's that?
That it was a tornado tag. I wish more people would do tornado tags.
Yes.
Now, I never want to see these 4 people do a tornado tag again.
No.
But I would be all for more tornado tags.
As the entrances go, Hook announces Tony Khan said it was going to be a tornado match. And then early on, Kingston and Hook trade punches with Big Bill and clothesline him over the top. Kingston gets pulled out and thrown into the steel steps, which leaves Hook open for a big boot on the inside. And basically, most of the rest of the match is them beating on Hook while Kingston looks like he's dying on the outside of the ring.
He's just now getting his wind back, man. Give him time.
Kingston gets back in the match finally. He hits his machine gun chops and then knees, what's his face in the corner? I believe it was Brian Keith.
Brian Keith.
Hook and Kingston hit a 2-on-1 Northern Light suplex on Big Bill that looked really nice.
Yeah, not bad.
And then Kingston hit the back fist on Keith, which knocked him over to Hook, who got him in the red rum, and Keith tapped out. I said, meh. Extremely meh match overall.
Yeah, you know what the best part of this match was?
It ended.
It was Hook's gear. I liked his little skull gear.
So here's the thing. Kingston looked better this match than he did at the pay-per-view when he wrestled. Because let's be real, most of the match he was sitting on the outside of the ring staring at Hook getting his ass beat.
He's got to get his win. He's got to get his win back.
But it's still looking a little rough. It's going to take time. I wish they'd have sent him to Ring of Honor and let him wrestle on Ring of Honor for like, I don't know, 2-3 months.
4 weeks, a month. Yeah.
Just let him get some reps in and get back into ring shape. Backstage segment, one of my predictions came true.
Yes. I was going to give you your flowers here.
The Bang Bang Gang said they needed reinforcements, and they called Juice called up Switchblade after their match last week, and Switchblade agreed that they did need reinforcements. So Switchblade's like, it's got to be somebody they trust, somebody from our past, and sure enough, here comes Ace Austin.
Ace Austin is still terrible on a microphone.
This part was fun.
Was bad.
Because they were saying the exact same thing at the same time, which was adorable. Him and Austin Gunn have the same name. So it's like, hi, I'm Austin. And they were saying it was
Ace if it makes it easier.
Yeah, they were adorable.
It was fine.
But this excites me because it's where I felt like they needed to go. Somebody had pointed out.
I agree.
Somebody had pointed out on the AEW mod server that they believe that this is going to eventually turn into, and it actually makes a lot of sense, a Civil War type match, which is going to end up being, how did he word it? It shouldn't be. Oh, he said it's going to end up being Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club War Dogs. At some point down the line is what he.
Well, I mean, I don't care. I don't care enough to have an opinion, really. Honestly, if this gives Ace Austin something to do,
right?
Because he's talented in the ring.
He came in, had that one match.
I fucking seen him. He did, exactly. He did one match and then appeared.
He lost and then ran away.
Right. He got his such and such as all elite social media post, and then he did shit since.
And then go ahead and take the last match. We know how much you liked it. I actually didn't like it all that much, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, this fucking match. We got Julia, which is from the Triangle of Depression, as I like to call them, versus Jamie Hayter, who I don't have that high of an opinion on lately either. Um, Hayter was all over Julia early until Sky Blue got involved while Hayter was on the outside, giving her a nice little thrust kick to Hayter. This allows Julia to get the upper hand for a little while.
To be fair though, Sky Blue didn't get involved initially. Hayter went to clothesline her out of fucking nowhere for no reason.
And she ducked and then super kicked her.
And she ducked and super kicked the shit out of her. Hayter had it coming.
That put her involved. Hayter was on top for a while. Eventually, she picked her up onto her shoulders, and then Julia did some elbows to get out. And then it was, I guess it was supposed to be a crucifix bomb that Julia did to Hayter, but Hayter just kind of threw herself backwards and landed on Julia, and then kind of rolled over to get pinned. It was the worst crucifix bomb I've ever seen.
These two women were doing nothing for each other. Listen, when, like, there was the time early on in the match where Hayter was doing the hair toss and Julia wasn't jumping into it at all.
Yeah, it's like they were sandbagging each other.
It was so annoying, dude.
There was a nice spot where Julia hit a moonsault that Hayter kind of rolled towards her to get hit with. Hayter got her foot on the ropes to avoid the pinfall. So the ending was pretty cool. Julia has her in the octopus,
and it was looking nasty. I love her octopus, dude. That's one of the things she does great.
Hayter frees her arm from Julia and turns the octopus into a tombstone. Gets a near fall. Then Hayter hits the Haterade for the win.
Yeah. This was the opposite of the women's match on SmackDown. Most of the match was kind of meh, and then the end was really well done.
It was sloppy till the finish. I mean, it's a triangle of madness match. So of course there's a post-match beatdown. Queen Aminata is out for the save. The heels bail. Jamie Hayter gets a microphone,
and then
it's essentially like
the heels bail, and then out of nowhere, Tekla comes up just to like be with her ladies that were outside of the ring. Like she had nothing to do with anything, and then she just came out for emotional support.
Well, it's for the announcement, so they can have 3 shocked faces. Hayter gets a microphone, says she's sick of these heifers. And she has an idea, and she says blood and guts, which is just what this needs.
Listen,
but you called it. Good for you.
I don't know why. I don't know why after the disaster that was the tailgate match with all these women, they now decided they want to just throw them inside a cage to have a disaster inside a cage. I mean, the good news...
Just move on.
The good news is there aren't any red Solo cups to be thrown, right? So we'll at least get away from that.
This is your way of just getting more women in a match. Move away from it. You're about to have a tag team division, which means you're probably about to have a tag team tournament. Get them in during those matches. No one wants to see a fucking blood and guts match with these women involved. Nobody.
No. Not these specific women. I'm so tired of seeing these specific women all going against each other. Because the blood and guts, it's always, what, 6v6? That's what the blood and guts match is?
5v5, I thought.
Is it 5v5? So we know what it's going to be. It's going to be the...
But I could be thinking of War Games, so who knows?
We know it's going to be the Triangle of Madness and Bane and Penelope versus It'll probably be Ty J.
Aminata, Ty J, and
Pick a
Willow,
woman.
probably. Willow, probably.
Probably is going to be. I'm going to be honest. They'll probably throw Tony Storm in it.
I don't want Tony to be involved in that.
I just
I get
think
it.
they don't have much to do with her right now because she just lost the title, and she's going to be going on a downward spiral, and she'll probably take the pinfall in that match
Oof. Oof.
from Megan Bain, would be my guess.
Hold on, Baba. Dad'll let you out in a minute. We're almost done.
If I
That's Collision.
if I had to guess,
Right.
um,
Maine, what do you think?
I could be completely wrong. She could get the win, and
Hi, buddy.
she could pin Tekla for all we know.
Hi, buddy. Right. I think a program with Tekla is not out of the question. Or Megan Bain, honestly.
Yeah. I think her and Tekla would put on a hell of a match. I do.
That's where I want to see Tekla in singles matches. I don't want to see Tekla involved with Sky and Julia.
No, and honestly, if they're going to do the whole tag team thing, they need to let Julia and Sky do their thing in the tag tournament. I definitely don't think they're going to be the first tag team champions, nor do I think they should be. But
I don't know. I don't know who should be. To
I-
be honest with you,
my-
I would have said Hartley and Stat, but they put the fucking main strap on Stat.
yeah, I don't know who they give the titles to. It's probably going to, like I said before, it's probably going to go Bane and Penelope, if I'm being honest. Or
Yeah, with Bane carrying.
listen, or it could be Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. From one title to another. I still think, as I told you earlier, they should
Oh God, he's gonna kick out of it.
they should give it to who did I tell you earlier that I said I think they should give the titles to? I was laughing my ass off.
Well, Wheeler Yuta's a bitch. Why not give him to him and Marina Shafir?
No. This was even better. Oh, I said I want Mercedes Moné and Athena to be the first tag champs, just so Moné could have another 2 titles.
That's right, you did. I would be okay with that.
And she'd be like, both the belts are mine, so I now have 11 championships, and I'm better than Ultimo Dragon. Listen, that's how you do it right there. Let me tell you. But no, I don't know what they're going to do with him. I wish they would have not revealed him, if I'm being honest. But that's just me. Anyways, that's the end of Collision. We somehow managed to rope these 2 shows into a minute and 20 minutes, or an hour and 20 minutes. So,
Hey, that's a good time. That's not bad. That might be how SmackDown goes every week, where we just do like a brief summary, because SmackDown has been so bad. With as bad as this Collision was, SmackDown has still been the worst show to watch.
Honestly, SmackDown wasn't that bad this week, but the end killed the whole show. Like, killed it.
Yeah.
That mess up with those women was bad.
Right.
So, we shall see. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it. So, interestingly enough, the 18th is when the pay-per-view is next month.
Yeah, and I'll be out of town.
And that is on a Saturday. That's probably a good thing, because I'm not going to get to watch it live. I'm going to have to watch it Sunday or Saturday night.
I will be back late Sunday. So we may have to do like a brief show Monday and then do another show for Raw if we want to do a review of it.
Right. So I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, same.
So funny enough, the 18th is when I'm doing the company that I work for. I almost said the name out loud. I am doing a Halloween haunted house get together that I do every year for them.
Oh, look at you.
and that was the day that I had it set on. And then you'd said that you were going to be out of town, and then I realized that like that was also the day I was going to be busy anyways. So it all actually kind of works out.
Nice.
It sucks because I would love to watch it live because it seems like they're building up so far a pretty decent card, minus this potential blood and guts match.
I mean, AEW's pay-per-views usually don't disappoint.
I will say Dynamite looks stacked. Like every time they talked about a next match that was going to be on Dynamite,
It should be. It's an anniversary show.
yeah. Every time they talked about it, I was like, "Oh!" The only match that I'm not super stoked for is Cassidy and Fletcher, and I'm not like not stoked for it. It's still going to be a good match.
Oh, it'll still be a banger. Yeah. That Young Bucks, Josh Alexander versus
Kenny and Brodito is going to be a
Kenny and Brodito.
nasty.
That should be awesome.
So yeah, Dynamite's going to be pretty good next week. So I'm excited to get to that. It's going to be a 2.5 hour show. They did announce that. So we will see. Hopefully they do like a first half hour with no commercial breaks. But yeah, so next up is Raw on Monday. And then Dynamite on Wednesday. And then we'll be back at it next weekend.
Indeed.
All right, guys. We will talk to you next time. Deuces.
Later.